3 days ago, while I was waiting for my class session, I was just scrolling to my Instagram like another ordinary day. I watching some memes, even my content creator video or something, until it wasn't. My screen began to display a lot of videos about floods, swallowing houses, earthquakes shaking buildings, and even families standing in muddy water, holding what little they had left. I was stopped, and then equations came to my mind, like how often actually this happening. So I searched in the official disaster data of Indonesia. I just click the website and then read information in there. Then it show these numbers. Thousands of disaster every year. Flood, landslides, earthquakes, storms. The number went up, down, then up again. So at first, I think it's just like, fluctuation. It's just statistic. So I think it's, maybe there is something changed or something not changed, for example. But then I saw these numbers. Can you imagine? In 2025, more than 1,600 people lost their lives because of disasters. Once again, it is 1,600. It is even 6 times more than in 2023. I can't even say the percentage. It is so crazy and heartbreaking. Within these numbers, there is someone's father, someone's daughter, someone who wake up in the morning without knowing that it will be their last. So I asked myself, how is this still be happening until now? Is it because of the lack of money? No. There are millions of people in this country are registered taxpayers. There are national budgets. There is, like disaster agencies and other institutions we can help. So, is it because of the lack of technology? No. We are living in the most technologically advanced in human history. We have seismic sensor who can detect tiny movement beneath our feet. We have satellites who can read water temperatures from space. Artificial intelligence can predict the flood patterns, analyze the climate change, and then send us early warnings before it strikes. So right now, you can literally type into AI. For example, hey Bixby, how can we reduce the flood risks in the area with severe deforestation?
Okay, here's what I found online.
See, in seconds, it will give you all structured answer, even the data analyzed and also possible solution you can use. So, there is the questions. If this technology is this smart, why is the earth still screaming? The problem is not lack of data. We are drowning in information, right? It is not because of the lack of innovation, but the problem is the gap between knowing and doing. Algorithm. Don't ignore warnings. Humans do. Data doesn't get tired to repeating the truth. Humans get tired of listening. Technology doesn't choose convenience over responsibility. Humans do. Code executes perfectly, but humans choose hesitate and look away. And its realization is painful. So I think the solution is just not more technology, but is more courageous. Actually, there is a concept. I found it in some environmental research called as human technology nature triangle. Basic, fundamental. It describes a simple but a powerful relationship. Humans create technology, technology transforms nature, and nature reacts to both. And then nature reactions will finally affect humans again. So simply, it is a continuous cycle, right? And this triangle, throughout history, has always existed. When human invented tools, we changed landscape. When we built machine, we reshape ecosystem. When we accelerated production, we accelerated impact. And now, nature is responding. Not with words, not with memes, not with reels, but with floods, with extreme heat, and with stronger storms. The earth doesn't scream because it hates us. It screams because it reacts. And every reaction has cause. But here is, I want to make this personal. I'm actually a teacher. And every day, I stand in front of young minds who are growing up in this technological era. Those speakers before are also my students, by the way. And then they have AI in their pockets, right? They can generate essays in seconds. They can solve math problems instantly. And sometimes they can automate tasks faster than any previous generations. And then I realized something. If I just teach them how to use technology efficiently, but not responsibly, then I'm contributing to the problem. So now, I changed my classroom. I started saying to my students like, okay guys, use AI to ask better questions, not just to solve your math, your ICT, or your AMC, for example. Use it for better purpose. I also challenge them to create some simple projects like an automatic trash can, a vibration detection system, and even a small water monitoring tools. They're not perfect. They're not like world-changing invention. They're not like Einstein or something else. But one thing for sure, there is something happened during the process. The student begin to understand that technology is not just as entertainment. It's not just as for productivity, but it is as for responsibility. They begin to understand that technology, guided by empathy, could be transformative for the future. And maybe one of the boys who's sitting in our classroom, creating some small project, will create and grow up to design some system that can protect the entire cities. They will grow up to create some code to save the entire life. But the future won't be determined by how strong our machine become, but it will be determined by how brave we become in the future. Right now, we can easily just repost some disaster news like Palestine or something, and then we can say, oh, that is so sad, but then you can continually living exactly the same way. It doesn't work like that. Responsibility requires discomfort. It requires us to question anything of our convenience, and even act even though it is not trending. Because one day, the most powerful technology is not artificial intelligence, but it is human's conscience. So now, today, I'm asking all of you here something simpler. The next time when you see the earth screaming, don't scroll it, stop and pause. Ask yourself, what is my role in this triangle between the nature, human, and technology? What is the small decision we can change in the future? Because awareness becomes responsibility, and then technology gets empathy, maybe in the end, the earth won't need to scream to be heard. Thank you.